As we prepare our method, it should be safe and secure from error. Use great care and circumspection in laying the foundation of your discourse, or your scheme of thoughts upon any subject. The propositions which are to stand as first principles, and on which your whole argument depends, must be examined and viewed on all sides with the utmost accuracy. An error with your most important propositions will diffuse itself through the whole subject and discourse. So the largest and fairest building sinks and tumbles to the ground if the foundation and cornerstones of it are feeble and insufficient. It is highly recommended that your primary and fundamental propositions be not only evident and true, but they should be made a little familiar to the mind by dwelling upon them a little bit before you proceed further. As you proceed in your connection of your arguments, see that your ground is made firm in every step. See that every link of your chain of reasoning be strong and good, because if one link is feeble and doubtful, the whole chain of arguments feels the weakness of it, and lies exposed to every objector, and the original question remains undetermined. Use caution when you draw up all propositions and arguments, that you preclude and anticipate any objections. However, do this without entangling the question, or introducing complicated ideas and obscuring the sense. It is better to keep the argument more simple, clear, and easy to be understood, and afterwards mention the objections distinctly and to full strength, and give a distinct answer to them separately. Let your method be plain and easy, so that your hearers or readers, as well as yourself, may run through it without embarrassment, and may take clear and comprehensive view of the whole scheme. Always begin with those things that are best known and most obvious. That way, the mind will have no difficulty or fatigue, and proceed by regular and easy steps to things that are more difficult. Do not make haste in learning or teaching any science, nor rush into it. Otherwise, you may find yourself too soon involved in several new and strange ideas and propositions, which cannot be well understood without a longer and more careful examination of its foundation. Do not crowd too many thoughts and reasonings into one sentence or paragraph beyond the apprehension or understanding of your readers or hearers. For the same reason, avoid too many subdivisions. Arrange your scheme of thoughts in such a manner that your whole argument will have as few branchings as reason will admit. This will not only help them understand it, but it will also make it easier for the memory to retain the truth that it has learned. Discourses with too many subdivisions are more easily forgotten. In your younger years, exercise your reason to obtain a clear and easy way of expressing your conceptions, that your words, as fast as you utter them, may stamp your ideas exactly on the mind of the hearer. Work at developing conciseness. Let your method be distinct, and without the perplexing mixture of things that ought to be kept separate. Do not mix and mingle an argument of one subject with matters that are entirely unrelated, but just go so far as is necessary to give a clearer knowledge of the subject in hand. Let every complicated theme or idea be divided into its distinct several parts, as far as the nature of the subject and your present design requires it. Present every idea, proposition, and argument in its proper class, and keep each part of the subject in its own place. Group together all that belong to one part or property, one consideration or view of your subject. One of the great uses of method is that multitudes of thoughts and propositions may be so distinctly ranged in proper situations that the mind may not be overwhelmed with confusing attention to them all at once, nor be distracted with their variety, nor be tempted to unite things which ought to be separated, nor disjoin things which should be united. Method helps present a variety of truths without mingling or confusing them. When you divide the subjects of your discourse, into distinct heads and subtitles. Take heed that your particulars do not interfere with the general, nor with each other. The method of treating a subject should be plenary, or full, so that nothing may be wanting, nothing which is necessary or proper should be omitted. When you are asserting or providing any truth, see that every doubtful or disputable part of the argument be well supported or confirmed. Set the truth before the reader in several lights. Turn the various sides of it to view, in order to give a full idea and firm evidence of the proposition. When you are drawing up a narrative of any matter of fact, see that no important circumstances are omitted. When you propose the solution of any difficulty, consider all the various cases in which it can happen, and show how they may be solved. You should say everything which is necessary to the design in view, and which has a proper and direct tendency to that end.